Hey guys, welcome to Youth Online. I'm Ryan, this is Tyler.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Well guys, we're glad you joined us to talk to us. Last week we talked about how God has a purpose for you, that it's specific to you. But today we want to talk about God's timing. And knowing that God has a purpose for us, we can know, like Jeremiah 29:11 says, that it's good. God's got it mapped out. But what we need to do in order to see that is to be patient and wait, which is completely counterintuitive to today's culture, which says that I need things now. When? Right now.
Yeah, that's like with Amazon.
Oh yeah.
Like with Amazon Prime, we get free 2-day shipping, and so when we go to like order from another place, another online site, we're like, whoa, this isn't going to be here for like a week. Like
Yeah.
I bought this shirt and it didn't come for a week, and I was like, why isn't this here now?
Yeah, we bought a grill online and it took like 3 or 4 days for them to ship us a whole grill, like a whole grill. And my whole family, we were just like, what is this, the 1940s? What are we waiting on? To come by boat? But like, it applies to everything we do. Think about fast food. I can't remember the last time I was in a fast food line for more than like 5 minutes without being like, what is taking so long?
Yeah.
Like we should honestly be concerned when we go to somewhere and we're like, yes, can I have like 28 hamburgers? And they're like, it'll be done in 30 seconds. Like that should be terrifying. But that's completely opposite from what we experience. So today what we're gonna break down is why it's important for us to be able to wait and be able to be patient, because God does have good things for us, but patience is so important. And being able to wait on God's timing is what we really need to experience the good future and good purpose that He has for us. But not only are we going to be talking about that, we're going to experience something truly unique in a master class written by an expert in the field on the best ways to eat cereal. Let's check that out.
So let's just start out with your name and what makes you so passionate about cereal.
Well, I'm actually the president of cereal. But no, my name is Nathan, and my dad was raised on a dairy farm, and not only is dairy in my stomach, but it is in my blood. So.
Awesome. And now would you say you love cereal?
I love cereal, absolutely. Every part of me loves cereal.
And how long do you think this love of cereal has been with you?
Probably before I had teeth, so pretty young.
That is interesting.
It's impressive is what it is.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
So I know one question that all of our viewers want to know is what's actually the proper utensil to use while eating cereal?
Yes, there is a proper utensil. Well, it's been known to me for a long time, but a soup spoon. The proper depth in the soup spoon and also the length in the soup spoon is very important. You can get the whole spoon in your mouth comfortably, but the depth of the soup spoon allows you to get more volume into your mouth.
Very interesting, very
Yes.
interesting. Well, we're going to go back to Ryan and Tyler, and we'll be back very shortly.
Wow, that was incredible.
Yeah.
Who knew? I've always done cereal with a spork, sometimes called a fapoon in Europe. And I just always lost my milk before, and it was awkward. I'd like try to get under it.
Yeah.
But man, a spoon is a game changer for me. Like that's gonna be completely revolutionary.
Yeah, I use knives personally.
What?
Yes.
Like chopsticks?
Sort of.
That could work with like Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, it's kind of like rice.
Yeah, you treat it just like rice. That would work. You just gotta lower your milk quantity, Or, hear me out, milk cereal, just let it sit till it's kind of like a potato-y situation.
That's good stuff.
Mashed
right
potato
there. Revolutionary.
textured cereal. Hey, you do you. But we're not experts on cereal. No, we're here to talk to you about God's timing for your future. And it's easy to believe that we have something good for our future. That's not like some revolutionary thing. But what's new is in society, I always say, people say like, hey, make your future happen right now, where what the Bible says is a little different. The Bible says, hey, wait patiently on the Lord.
Yes.
So the first thing we want to talk about is, we know we have a good future, but do you believe it's so good that you're willing to wait for it to be right?
Yes, we see so many examples of that in Scripture. And one of my favorite examples is with King David. So at an early age, God anointed King David as king over a whole nation.
Yeah.
And David knew what was going on. However, it would be decades before he would see the inauguration, before he would actually become king.
Yeah.
And so, however, during this time, when Saul was pursuing David, David had plenty of opportunities to take his kingdom,
Yeah.
his God-given right. But for many reasons, David knew God's timing. David knew that it was important to
Yes.
wait for God's plan to unfold and not just rush into it. And so I'm going to read something from Romans 8:25, and depending on what version you're reading from, I'm reading from the Holman Christian Standard Bible. It says, "But if we hope for what we do not see, we eagerly wait for it with patience."
I mean, see, that's so true. In today's generation and society, it's so common for us as young people to want to make a difference. And we should want to make a difference. You were made and designed by God to make a difference. But here's the thing, the waiting phase is so important because that's where you prepare. Can you imagine a person going out to play a pro football game never having practiced?
Yeah.
Or only having done one practice? So often we're just like, I'm ready to go. I don't need to practice. I can just get it. No, the waiting phase is important because while David was waiting, instead of just taking the kingdom, God was training him and teaching him how to really lead people. And we said it this way when we were talking earlier, that we believe in the Lord even though we can't see him. Can you believe him enough to believe that your future is worth waiting for, even if you can't see the way it'll get there? Can you act with patience?
Yeah. So in the wise words of our dear friend, Sir Nathaniel Vega, he described to me one time, if you look at patience, would you, and I'm not a hunter, so this is a hunter's analogy, would you rather sit in the blind and wait for a 10-point buck, or whatever point is great? I guess
I
it's a
assume
10
that's
point.
good.
Yes, I personally do not know. Would you rather wait in the blind for a 10-point buck, or would you rather go out into the field searching for a lower point, missing shots, not finding anything, or would you rather wait for it to come to you?
That's a really great point because you think about it. I don't know a ton about hunting, but what I do know is you're supposed to be pretty quiet.
Yes.
And a lot of us spend our time, instead of waiting patiently for our true calling to come across, we run after anything we see, and we make so much noise, we probably end up scaring away what's real.
Yes.
The best things come by waiting and with patience. But with that said, I don't know about how you get the best quality cereal or what that comes with, but now that I know not to use my Fapoon, we should check that out.
Yeah.
All right, and we're back, Nathan. So word just got to me that you not only are a cereal expert, a cereal aficionado, some might say, but it's also just been told me that you know a little stuff about milk as well.
Yes. There's we like to say in the milk industry that a hood has been put over the public, and they don't know what they're actually drinking most of the time.
Now, would you be able to maybe shed some light on the whole milk industry's kind of behind the curtain feel for everyone right now?
Yes. So whole milk. You would think the word whole would shed some light into what you're actually drinking whole milk. If you were to take whole milk in a glass, and a glass of milk directly from the cow, the differences would be astronomical. The viscosity of the milk from the cow, which is the thickness, is significantly higher. And from whole milk, like this, it's going to be much more thin, almost like a water. It's because they add water to whole milk. they also add vitamin D, which is in milk, to this milk because they filtered it and watered it so much. They added vitamin D to milk, which is supposed to be the main vitamin in milk, correct? They say it makes strong bones, but this is mostly water.
Wow, that is very, very interesting to know. Wow. Okay, so just staying on this whole milk topic that we're on right now, what would you say is the best milk to put in cereal to get the full effect of the perfect bowl of cereal?
Definitely whole milk. If you have access to a dairy cow, there's several different types of cows that have better milk. A Jersey cow has the richest milk, which I have not had the opportunity to have milk from a Jersey cow, but I've been told it is great. So,
wow, that is very interesting. And also, I can't help but notice you have what looks to be a collection of milk on your desk. Would you mind just showing some of us that collection?
yeah, so these are milks that I love, and some of them that I hate. Despise. Like I showed you earlier, this is whole milk. This is the easiest, or I guess the most acceptable way to drink milk, in my opinion, because it is store-bought, is what everyone can get. 2% is 2%. No one wants to drink this unless you have some kind of dairy allergies, but you still can't necessarily drink this if you're allergic to dairy. So there are alternative options, which are horrible, and I don't even like touching these. Could someone just read this? What does this say right here? Oh, yeah! Okay, it says oat. And oat is a grain. Where are the udders on a grain? Huh? Where'd they get the milk from? Huh? They press it? That's weird. Now, to get milk from an almond, the extraction is very interesting. They have to prop up the almond upright and squeeze extremely hard on the bottom half of the almond. And they can get milk out of an almond. That's crazy. Crazy to me. And then my all-time favorite option, and this isn't necessarily for, I guess you could put it in cereal, but it is wonderful. So what they do, and this is not necessarily what I've known, but it's what I've been told, that this is just melted ice cream in a bottle. And let me tell you, it tastes like melted ice cream in a bottle.
Wow, that is amazing
Yeah.
to know. That is great. All right, well, we are going to go ahead and send it back over to Ryan and Tyler. We'll be back very shortly to continue to ask Nathan, the cereal expert, more questions on just why he loves cereal so much.
Everything he's saying is revolutionary to me.
I know, right?
This is like peering into the mind of Einstein, the Einstein of cereal. I didn't know you didn't have to microwave your milk before you put it in. I thought it was supposed to be like an oatmeal, like served hot.
Yeah, he's got like a real Russell Crowe beautiful mind going on right now.
Yeah,
Like,
this is just otherworldly.
I know.
I can't believe that nothing is the same.
astonishing. It's
Nothing
really
is the
what it
same.
is.
What are we talking about again? Sorry, my mind was blown.
Nope.
Milk?
Yes.
No. What are we talking about?
Oh, sorry. We were talking about God's timing, the importance of God's timing.
That's right. Hold on, what do my notes say? Can't just stop that. I just keep thinking about milk.
No.
That's right. Okay, so here's the thing. You don't have to have patience when eating cereal, because if you have too much patience, you're going to apparently end up with like a mashed potato textured cereal thing, and apparently that's undesirable or disgusting or appalling or, Ryan, why won't you leave me alone?
Why
But
won't you leave him alone?
But when it comes to God's promises to us and God's future, sometimes when we're waiting, we can get distracted and we start to believe this lie, and this lie sounds like this. It sounds like maybe God forgot about me. Maybe there was something great God had for me. Maybe there was a purpose. And when we're in this season of waiting, it's easy to buy into a lie of God forgot about me. But here's the truth. In Genesis 15, chapter 15, God's talking to Abraham, and he's telling him how like one day, your descendants, who I've made a promise to, they're gonna be in a terrible situation, but I won't forget about them. No matter what happens, I won't forget about them. And it actually ended up taking over 400 years before God was able to fulfill that promise. Here's the thing, I don't believe for a second that it's gonna take 400 years before you see what's ahead of you, before your patience pays off. In fact, I think it'll be a lot sooner than you expect. But the truth is, God never forgets about his promise, and God never forgot about the purpose he put inside of you.
No. And, speaking from personal experience, like I know just firsthand how important it is to have patience, and knowing that having patience and waiting on God's timing is infinitely better than trying to make something happen right now.
Absolutely. The Bible's chocked full with some really cool examples, and just to give you one is, with Abraham, God's promise to him was that he'd have descendants, that he'd have children, that he'd make him into a great nation. And he was supposed to wait for this promised child, but instead of waiting on God, he forced things to happen his way. Yeah. And it resulted in a horrible situation and pain for him, his family, and all his future children. And the thing is, God does have a promise of a good future for you, but you have to be willing to wait, because when we don't wait, we force something that is much worse than waiting.
Yeah.
We believe God has good things for you. We believe that if you're able to master the idea of patience, of like Tyler said, that waiting is infinitely better, what you'll find is a much brighter present day, a much better relationship with God, and sooner than you think you will. We love you. We believe in you. I think we have one last thing to check in with our cereal expert about.
I think so. I think you're right.
All right, let's check that out.
All right, Mr. Nathan. Just one final question that everyone is wanting to know is just, what are the steps that we need to take to make the perfect bowl of cereal?
I'm glad you asked that, because I'm prepared for this. First of all, you get your favorite cereal. It can be whatever cereal you want. I personally advise you to stay away from a certain cereal called Grape Nuts. And it's basically bird seed, in a small box. It's very deceiving. And again, that is called Grape Nuts. Stay away from that.
Very interesting.
Anyways, who doesn't like Cocoa Pebbles? Because at the end you get chalky milk. The best. Anyways, so don't ever pour a bowl of cereal with your spoon in the bowl, because you will, again, probably make a mess or something. So I'm just gonna freehand this. It's like the olden days. Just gonna get some of this out. Always, cereal goes first. Cereal goes first, always. I'm just gonna get some in here, nice and easy. Now, the best way to do this is to create a small pocket off to the side of your bowl. So, like this. I don't know if you can see that. See how there's a space here? Now, the reason being is that when you do pour your milk, you pour it into that small pocket you just made. Off to the side, runs down the side, fill it more than halfway. Now, the reason I did that is now the milk is at the bottom, and now there's cereal floating at the top that has not touched milk. And everyone knows that the crunchier the cereal, the better. No one likes soggy cereal. So this makes your cereal last significantly longer.
Wow, that is awesome to know. I know our viewers will greatly appreciate that. Well, Nathan, I just wanted to just thank you for joining us today, and thank you just for giving us that knowledge of cereal and everything about it, and even throwing in a few milk facts in there, you know?
Yep.
So, again, Nathan, thank you so much, and we're going to send it back over to Ryan.
Thank you.
That was incredible.
Thank you.
I can't believe that we learned a special technique on how to pour milk into cereal. You would think that there would just be like one answer that was like, nah, milk first, or nah, cereal first. You wouldn't think that it was this like hybrid.
Yeah.
special ways for special people.
Yeah, modern problems.
Modern solutions.
Well, guys, we hope we changed and elevated your cereal game. We hope we taught you a lot about patience and waiting on God's timing, because let me tell you right now, there are good things for you. There are good things ahead of you. You just got to be able to wait for it.
Yeah.
Man, Tyler, you have any last things you want to share?
No, I don't.
Nathan, you got any last things for us?
That's it. Cereal's good.
All right. We love you. We'll see you soon.